Hello everyone, this is Zooc and today I'm bringing you a new logo design video. This one is going to be called RollPlay Balance of Power, which is for another one of those shows belonging to my main dog #1 client, JP McDaniel, who has thrown more fucking money at me along the years for this shit than I can count. An activity which I fully endorse in everyone, by the way, just putting that out there. I can't actually talk about the show at all. Any details surrounding the format and the topic of the show are verboten. He has expressly forbidden me to say anything, not that I would have the clearest idea where to even begin. I am absolutely out of it when it comes to this stuff. Something I can definitely live with. I'll just stick to making pretty things. That's something I know I'm good at, so the dynamic works. But before we get into the artsy stuff, let's talk about life events, because that's always exciting. If you haven't watched my previous 2 videos or weren't up to date with my personal life, I recently went through a breakup with my girlfriend of 1 year. Living in Prague for 1 year, that is, which in turn implied, obviously, that I had to move countries, back to Bucharest, Romania, back to the motherland. I had to bring all my shit with me, all the new furniture, all the old furniture, computers, tablets, monitors, kitchenware. Oh my god, that's a ton and a half. So it was quite a lot of stuff that I had to carry. My driver came from Romania to pick me up in a van, a big motherfucking van. We had to load that fucker up with everything, just the 2 of us, and then take a nice relaxing 30-hour drive back to Bucharest. So that was one of the more mentally and physically exhausting experiences that I've gone through my entire life. But it was definitely valuable in teaching me that in the end, it's probably better to think twice before moving somewhere for a girl, no matter how special she seems, because this shit is expensive and it takes a lot out of you. And I would generally advise people to reconsider your international long-distance relationships just for a few seconds before embarking on such a journey. But anyway, what was. It's been a valuable experience. I learned a lot. I'm still learning. I'm in the process of, repairing some mistakes that I've found about myself, some flaws, some principles that I've lived my life based on that might have not been the best choice. And so it's an important time in my life right now as I'm approaching the age of 30. I think I'm getting into the point where I need to be really careful with what I do and with who I do it with, because it's I'm getting to the point where I'm going to say I'm too old for this shit already. I mean, I still feel like I'm 17, but 30 years old is a full-grown fucking man. You can't just sit around and waste your time on trivial shit. You kind of have to. I mean, you can. I still have about 10 years till I'm going to be like that creepy old guy in a club. So you definitely can, but I would prefer to not end up in that situation. So, I'm going through a rediscovery, an adjustment to my personality, a little bit of rewiring maybe, fixing some fundamentals, always important. I might make a couple of videos on the topic, actually. I know this is it's going to be a very sensitive topic to people, like the dynamics between men and women, what men are supposed to do and be and this and that, and how to think of themselves as. It's very sensitive now, especially with the feminist movement on the internet and in life in general. It's a feminine-centric society, and it's going to stir some jimmies up, rustle some jimmies. So anyway, let's get into the video. As you might have noticed by now, it's probably the scene is long past. I started off with a very comic-style display of 2 characters going at each other, a Sith and a whatever the hell the other side is. The good guy and the bad guy, I guess. It's very much Star Wars themed. That's all I can say about it. It's just a roleplay show based on Star Wars somehow. That's basically all I know myself, so it's not like I'm keeping anything. But he didn't like that because of a little miscommunication we had. I had to ditch that entire idea, which I was very much looking forward to implementing, and go with something a little bit less fun. JP doesn't like fun. So I went with 2 lightsabers, handle to handle, basically interlocking in kind of a stone motif sort of thing that I found somewhere, which I thought looked cool. It's like it kind of looks like yin and yang, but in a different form, a bit more squarish. And that nicely fades into the handles of the two swords, which I was very pleased with myself for being able to make. I took a bunch of pictures I found on Google Images and implemented a painting technique which a lot of concept artists use, which is like to incorporate readily existing images into the paintings, paint over them, just nicely put them in there for texture and just the odd imperfections that only a photograph would have. So that worked out quite nicely. And getting the lightsabers done, well, that's just like a basic Photoshop job of applying some sort of inner glow, outer glow nonsense, and then messing around with some lightning bits. And that's pretty much it. Like the whole thing was made to work as an ensemble. There were some adjustments to be done to it, stacking of text. It was a very straightforward job, but it just had to be kind of authentic looking, I suppose, because as I've learned myself, some of the die-hard Star Wars fans truly have a problem with hilts on lightsabers for some reason. Don't ask me why, I could not tell you. But the fact of the matter is, when I did show him the concept that I came up with, which had the hilts on the lightsabers, which I thought looked cool because, hey, I searched up lightsaber on Google Images and found one that had hilts. So I thought, hey, this is special. Yeah, let's do that. No, apparently that was a very bad idea. Apparently a lot of people would be very displeased about it and would legitimately throw piles of dung at JP and his hosts for implementing that in a logo. You live and you learn. So I had to take those out, rearrange some things, and reach a form that was pleasing to everyone. This was a one-day job. Got the whole thing done in about 6-7 hours total. It was a nice little exercise to get back into painting since I haven't done it basically a month and a half at this point. But I tried to, since I got a new computer, I haven't really had the chance to paint. Photoshop has been giving me a lot of shit on my old computer. It's just been reacting very strangely to through the tablet, to the pressure and certain brushes. And I was looking forward to getting into painting again on this new machine and hopefully resolving all those issues which were kind of frustrating to deal with as time passed. Maybe even pushing me to the point where I didn't really want to do painting anymore at all, just because of like I don't know, I couldn't say what the problem was. It just didn't go smoothly, especially in Photoshop. So now everything should be fine. Things have stabilized and life is good again. Getting over tragedy, getting something positive out of it. It's always an eye-opening experience if you take the time to to search inside, outside, to do some thinking, to do some reflecting. It always puts you on a better path than you were on before. So I think that's what I'm going to take out of this whole thing. I don't know how the fuck I managed to go from Photoshop painting into philosophy on life, but it wouldn't be the first time. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please rate that shit. Go check out JP's stuff. Watch his shows if you understand what they're doing over there. I know I don't, but I don't need to. And I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.